Okay, in this revision video, we're going to look at how to find the volume of some 3D shapes. Now, you're actually given this formula on the first page of your exam, so you don't have to remember this. You can look at that first page. It says volume of a prism equals area of cross-section times length. Well, what's a prism? A prism's a 3D shape with kind of the same cross-section running through. So if you look at this first one, which is a cuboid, if I chop that shape up from the front, we have a load of rectangles that are exactly the same. So that's a prism. Same for number 2. Got a triangular prism. If I chopped that up, we'd have all triangles through your shape. Same shape running through it. So it's a prism. Okay, so maybe before this video on volume, you might watch all my area recordings. Now, so for this one, area of cross-section times length. Well, we need to look at this shape. Well, what is this cross-section here? That's a rectangle, isn't it? So what's the area of that rectangle? To find the area of a rectangle, it's base and height. Just going to put area cross-section. So it would be 4 times 12, which is 48. That's the area of the rectangle cross-section. To find the volume, can you see we need to times it by our length? See, the length is like how far back the shape goes, which in this case is 6. So to find the volume, it's the area of the cross-section times 6, which is 288 units for volume, centimetres cubed. Okay, if we look at this second shape, we've got a triangular prism. So look at this cross-section. We might think of it as the front face. What shape is that? It's a triangle. How do you find the area of a triangle? Base times height divided by 2. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. The area of that cross-section is 6 centimetres squared. Just put that working out here. So we did base times height. Don't forget for triangle, divide by 2. Now we've got the area of that cross-section. We need to times it by its length. What's its length? It's 9. So the volume is area of cross-section times length, 54 centimetres cubed. Okay, what about this cube here? Well, for a cube, we know all the sides are the same, don't we? So let's just look at our front face. What shape is this, do you think? You're right, it is a square. What's the area of our square? Base times height, 5 times 5, 25 centimetres squared. Now we want the volume, so we need to times it by how far it goes back, the length, or the depth, you might want to call it. So don't forget a cube. All these lengths are exactly the same, so this one would be 5 here. So we just need 25 times 5, which is 125 centimetres cubed. Okay, can you have a look at these 4 questions, please? And after this, we're going to look at the volume of a cylinder, but just put me on pause and answer these 4 questions. Okay, so for this one, got my rectangle here. The area of the cross section is 2 times 4, which is 8. I need to times that by the length. 8 times 7, hopefully you got 56 centimetres cubed. Second one here. Base times height divided by 2. 8 times 6 is 48. Divided by 2 is 24 centimetres squared. The area of your cross section. I'm going to times that by the length to get our volume. 240 centimetres cubed. Okay, so our next one we've got, so here's a cube. Work out the volume of 5 of these cubes. Hopefully you read that question properly. Square, what's the area of the cross section? 3 times 3, 9. How do you find the volume? Times it by its length. 9 times 3, 27 centimetres cubed. In this question, we're actually asking for the volume of 5 cubes. So 27 times 5, 135 centimeters cubed. Okay, this one's slightly more complicated. The diagram shows a cuboid. The volume of the cuboid is 120 centimeters cubed. Calculate X. I have seen this come up now and again, this type of question. So we want the area of our cross section. Base times height. 4 times 12 is 48 centimeters cubed. It's centimeters squared, sorry. Now, to get the volume, we'd normally times this by this. So we kind of know, though, that this times by this x gives us an answer of 120. So think about how you might get that x. Well done if you worked out. We do 120 divided by 48, which gives us 2. Okay, now we're going to just look at some slightly higher level questions here. Finding the volume of a cylinder. And again, with this one, you're actually given this formula in your formula on the formula sheet at the front of your book. Volume of a cylinder, pi r squared h. So let's look at this first one. So that's the radius of your circle is 4. Height is 10. I'm just going to write volume equals pi times r squared times h. So we need pi times 4 squared times 10. Which gives you, to one decimal place, 502.7 centimeters cubed. Okay, for this cylinder here, given the diameter, so the radius would be 5, volume equals pi times r squared times h. Type it all into your calculator in one go. Pi times 5 squared times 9 gives you 706.9 centimeters cubed. Okay, just to finish off, can you have a go at these two questions, please? Put me on pause, unpause when you're ready to look at your answers. Okay, so first one you should have pi times 3 squared times 6. $169.6. The second one, don't forget to halve your diameter here to get your radius is 5. So pi times 5 squared times 6. Volume 471.2 centimeters cubed. Okay, that's the end of our video on volume. Thanks for listening.